Learning Guide 4, problem solving question number 2 on the practice test. It says to write this rational expression in simplest form and state the non-permissible values of the variable. Show your work. So if we look at the top, we have p to the power 4 minus 17p squared plus 16. The first step here is to factor, but this doesn't look like the normal factoring that I do. It has a p to the power 4, a p to the power 2, and then a constant term. What you'll notice is this is very similar to a PSA question. You can actually use PSA here. It's just that instead of p, you're using p squared. So let's take a look at this. P to the power 4 minus 17p squared plus 16. So if I PSA this, my product should be positive 16 and my sum should be negative 17. So I know that negative 1 times negative 16 will give me positive 16, and negative 1 plus negative 16 will give me negative 17. So my answers here are negative 1 and negative 16, which means I can rewrite this as p squared minus 1 and p squared minus 16. So the only thing you're doing different here from a normal PSA question is you're putting a p squared instead of a p into your factored form. And if you want to test it out, you can work backwards and you'll notice that you'll get back to your original polynomial. Alright, so those are my factors in my numerator. Now I need to find the factors in my denominator. I'm noticing that there's a p in every term. There's actually p squared in every term. So I can factor out p squared. There's also a factor of 3 in every term, so I can factor out a 3p squared. And if I factor out a 3p squared, I'm left with p squared minus 3p minus 4. Okay, but I'm not done because I have two difference of squares on the top of my equation and I have a PSA form question on the bottom. So I still have more work to do. I know difference of squares, I can write p squared minus 1 as p minus 1 and p plus 1. And same for the second binomial. P squared minus 16 can be written as p minus 4 and p plus 4. All right, this is going to be a lot of terms. And now we have 3p squared, and we want to figure out the binomial that will give us p squared minus 3p minus 4. So we're going to PSA again. This time we're looking for a product of negative 4 and a sum of negative 3. All right, I notice that negative 4 times positive 1 give me negative 4, and negative 4 plus positive 1 give me a sum of negative 3. So my answers here are negative 4 and 1. So I know I can put this into factored form, p minus 4 and p plus 1. Now, it might be a good idea to do your non-permissible values now while it's all in factored form. My non-permissible values are going to be p cannot equal 0, cannot equal positive 4, because when we bring the 4 to the other side, it's going to be positive, and negative 1. So those are my non-permissible values. All right, now let's start canceling out any terms that are common to the numerator and the denominator. So I notice that p minus 1 can cancel, and p minus 4 can also cancel. So therefore my final answer is going to be p minus 1 and p plus 4 divided by 3p squared.